Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself, and how he was not involved in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Even though he does predominantly voice acting.
And he has been in Lego video games and stuff before as voices.
Yeah, so is there something going on with the Mouse House? I gotta wonder, because Mark Hamill has been very vocal about his dislike of the sequel trilogy. Did they cut him out of it because he's been voicing his concerns? Did he just not care anymore? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the possibility of Luke Skywalker maybe showing up in The Mandalorian. People want Sebastian's. Oh my God.
I know, okay, it's a bad picture, but I think
it's horrible.
Okay, but I think he could actually pull it off. But I don't want him to.
Sebastian Stan.
Does that make sense? Do I think he could pull it off? Yes. Do I want him to? No.
No, we'll talk about this. And, I think at this point, I don't think Disney is above recasting any of the original trilogy characters. They've already recast Han, and once you start down that slope, it becomes very easy to just be like, well, they're just like Mickey Mouse. We just get another voice actor, no big deal. So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 150,000 subs. Thank you for the support, and check out our merch shop at shopclownfish.com. We have a pre-order up for new pins. Geeky's got her battle brush. I got my big pencil.
Is it battle brush because it's big?
It's a big battle brush.
Why do you get in battle brush instead of this big brush?
Because it sounds better. Battle brush. That means you're ready to take on the forces of darkness.
Okay.
And the Mary Sue.
But it reminds me of a toothbrush.
It does. Well, maybe
because it doesn't look like a doll hairbrush. It looks like a toothbrush.
It kind of looks like a doll hairbrush. I don't know. It's a battle.
Brush your teeth, folks.
Brush your teeth.
I will make sure you do. Anyway, continue.
She is the tooth fairy.
I am the tooth fairy.
All right.
Okay.
So the story, you put this up on piratesandprincesses.net.
Yes.
This is really interesting because, again, Mark Hamill predominantly now does voice acting roles. You would think that Disney would reach out to him and be like, hey, Mark, you want to do Luke Skywalker in the Lego Holiday Special? And you'd think he'd be like, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun.
Except someone asked him, you go ahead and scroll down, you can see the tweet. They asked him on Twitter about why he didn't do the voice. And he said, I did not play the voice of Luke in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special because A, I didn't want to risk tarnishing the legendary status of the original. And B, they didn't ask me to. Hashtag true story.
They didn't ask him to.
They didn't ask him to. Now, to be fair, most of the voice actors that were in the holiday special were not the voice actors from the actors from the film. It was other people that played them. I think the Rose Tico, Kelly Marie Tran was in there, but a lot of them were. Anthony Daniels was in there. We had Billy Dee Williams, but most of them were played by other people.
Yeah, but
Mark Hamill's a voice actor.
Right, that's the difference. Okay, so I can understand if they're maybe A-list actors. I can see Ewan McGregor not being Obi-Wan, but
mostly because they didn't want to pay for it, not because they would be against doing it. Well, I don't know. Some of them might be against doing it because they don't seem like there's any love lost between them and Star Wars now.
Yeah. So I mean, I can understand, I guess, everybody else, but I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around Mark Hamill not even being asked, given that he does
wasn't asked. Mostly
voice acting roles these days.
Right, and he's done acting roles for Disney. He's done voice acting roles on. I gave you a list of stuff he's been on. He's there. Go ahead. He's done. If you go down, like there's all kinds of voice acting he's done, and some of them have been for Disney shows, been for other shows. I guess he's going to be doing Skeletor here soon on Revelation. Yeah. There's a long list, and some of them are Disney, involve Disney, and some of them are like Lego games. So right there. So he's done both work for Lego and work for Disney, and he's done Luke Skywalker's voice for other projects, like Forces of Destiny.
Yeah, so this is, okay, something's going on here. Mm-hmm. Something is absolutely going on here because, again, like you said, he's got a history with both Lego and with Disney, even The Mandalorian. He did EV-99 in The Mandalorian. He was recently great, I thought, in The Dark Crystal. He was in Rise of Skywalker, doing voices there too.
But he wasn't allowed to be, he wasn't even asked to do the Lego holiday special. That the holiday special was supposed to be an homage, according to the director, to the original classic holiday special from 1970. Was it 77 or 78? They did that's like, everybody knows it's so bad. It's like, it's legendary. And that's the whole thing was supposed to be, was a play on that. So would it make sense to have, Mark Hamill come back, do the voice of Luke? Yes, it would. But did they do that? Hell to the no.
Yeah, so that's, look, if we had to guess, knowing Disney, you're not allowed to speak out against Disney, even softly. Mm-hmm. If you're part of Team Disney, you're part of Team Disney, and they own your ass. They will literally follow every damn thing you do. And if you're out there making them look bad, or even being like, I really didn't agree with this, that's enough.
Unless you're John Boyega.
Unless
then
you're John
allowed
Boyega.
to have special phone calls and everything.
Yeah, you get phone calls.
Never mind about Mark Hamill, who's been Luke Skywalker for decades, but
Yeah, so, Mark Hamill has been very critical of the sequel trilogy. Multiple
Well, can
occasions.
you blame him? They flipping ruined Luke. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They ruined Luke. And I'm sure he was told to, hey, boomer, shut up, when he was given suggestions. I'm sure he offered suggestions about what they could do to make it better, how it would flow, how Luke would behave. And he was probably told to sit down, do your job, and shut up.
Yeah, shut up, boomer.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't even ask him though. That's this is Disney, guys. This is what we're talking about. We talk about this all the time, and Disney and how they roll. And you can even tell in interviews when he was trying to express his disappointment with the sequel trilogy that he was doing it in such a guarded way. And he joked about Disney lawyers calling him up and I can't say this and I can't say that. And we knew he was unhappy. And, I'm waiting for whatever paperwork he signed to expire. And you're going to see old Mark Hamill at a comic convention someday, and he's going to let the shit fly. He's going to be like, this is what they did. This is what went down behind the scenes.
Really, though, I think he's kind of too professional to do that, honestly. Because he's still out there doing voice acting and things. And, and the problem is, and I don't agree with this, but the shitty thing is about, we see this in comics, we see this in Hollywood, is you're supposed to sit there and take the bullshit and not say anything. Basically, the professional thing to do is to keep your mouth shut and let other people treat you like shit and take credit for things they didn't do, or go on and on and on while you keep taking the crap for it. Because if you speak out against it, you're unprofessional. But the problem is that people need to start speaking out against this shit because it keeps going on because no one will speak out against this shit. However, when you do, you end up like us, and then everybody pretends like they don't know you anymore. Yeah.
Well, this is what he said. I mean, this is a pretty big, to have Luke Skywalker himself come out and call Disney out on their bullshit publicly. This is why he probably wasn't asked. But for those of you who aren't following this, we'll just read a couple things he said here. He thought, look, Luke's never going to see his best friend again, talking about Han Solo and how he never had a scene with Han Solo.
Yeah, that was completely dumb. I still don't understand Disney's logic for that. They even advertised it in such a way that you're going to get the old crew back together, old cast back together. They're going to be reunited. That's how it was advertised. That's why everybody came.
Yeah, he said, I said it was a big mistake that those three people would never reunite in any way. I guess I was wrong because nobody seems to care. No, they do.
They do care. A lot of people cared.
I have to stipulate that I care. It really didn't seem to affect the larger audience. Luke, Han, and Leia will never be together again. I'll probably never get to work with Harrison again. This is after Carrie Fisher died.
Right.
So there was no big scene between Luke and Leia. That's what everybody hoped for. When Disney said, we're doing sequels, we've got the original trilogy actors back, they expected everybody.
Right. And it was a big deal to get them all back because I think they were talking about before, but they all weren't going to come back. And then they did. So he's completely right. Mark Hamill, you are completely right in what you're saying. Anyway.
Yeah, he said the second thing they did is they killed me off. I thought, oh, okay, you should push my death off to the last one. That's what I would have assumed they'd done. Like, he becomes one with the Force at the very end of 9, but that didn't happen. That's what I was hoping when I came back. No cameos and a run of the trilogy contract. Did I get any of those things? Because as far as I'm concerned, the end of 7 is really the beginning of 8. I got one movie. They totally hornswoggled me. They tricked me. So this is probably why they didn't call him back. They're probably...
How dare you?
How dare you, Luke?
But but Disney, you know what? You're just it's like I keep thinking that they're not going to do something even dumber. No, they keep doing something dumber. And I mean, they could use the argument that they didn't bring a lot of the other actors back, but they brought people back from the original trilogy, like Anthony Daniels and Billy DeWilliams. And I'm sure Mark would have done it. Mark Hamill probably, had he not already been mad at them, he would have probably at least liked to have been asked, considering how his background anymore, he's mostly known for doing the voice acting, and he's phenomenal at it. So the most interesting characters are him.
Yeah. So now there's talk, because, they've already recast Han Solo. There's talk of possibly somebody like Sebastian Stan taking over the role of Luke Skywalker. And we talked about before that they were going to look at maybe doing the deep fake technology, the de-aging technology, and sort of like paste Mark Hamill's face on another actor. That's stupid, but so is having somebody else play Luke Skywalker.
Right. But I mean, if you're going to have to recast him, Sebastian Stan makes sense. I don't want them to, but he kind of does,
He needs to shave. But yeah, I mean, he might be okay. I mean, who knows?
Oh, go back to that page for just a second. It's not unrelated, but I love how Umbrella Academy Season 3 has Elliot Page still playing the character that's the female. I thought you were supposed to stay in your own lane. I mean, everybody keeps getting told that if you are a straight woman, you're not allowed to play a trans character. I'm just saying.
I know you missed that video.
I wasn't here. I just saw that headline, and I'm like, because I was like, my first thought was, what about the characters that he is already supposed to be playing that are women? It seems like a very unfair thing because everybody else has to stay in their lane. They're not allowed to play characters they aren't like. But he is allowed to because he was a she like a week ago.
I would say it's white male privilege.
There you go, white male privilege.
White men taking all the roles.
Continue. I just wanted to get that in there.
So maybe Elliot Page could play Luke Skywalker.
No. No, but for the reason that Elliot looks nothing like Mark Hamill.
There we go. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. It sounds like they're already talking that Luke Skywalker might show up during The Mandalorian. I don't want to see another Luke Skywalker. You're not going to connect with him if it's not Mark Hamill.
I mean, I desperately would love to see them do more with Luke, but I also just don't want them to do it without Mark Hamill. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I was excited about the Solo movie, and I think he did okay, but it was not Harrison Ford.
No, and that's now they did a deep fake version of Solo. It's out on YouTube, and actually was pretty good.
I saw it, yeah.
It was better than what Disney did with Carrie Fisher at the end of Rogue One.
It's pretty bad. People on YouTube can outdo you, Disney.
I know, right? But I don't want to see this. But this is Disney's mindset. They're like, anybody can be recast. And we're seeing it with other franchises too. Star Trek, they've got, how many Spocks now? It's no longer like Leonard Nimoy's thing. It's like there's just a bunch of Spocks. And I don't want to see a bunch of Lukes. I don't want to see anybody just be Luke Skywalker. So
too many Lukes in the kitchen.
Too many Lukes in the kitchen. Get your bitch ass in the kitchen, Luke, and make me some pie.
No.
Pork pie.
I thought we didn't want too many Lukes.
Too many Lukes. Oh my God, that'd be like, did you ever see that? Too Many Cooks?
That's why I made the joke.
Too many Lukes. Well, no, because they cloned them. To be Luke.
I know, but that's eliminated. But that's eliminated because remember that was in the books that they no longer count as canon.
They scrapped them. Well, they'll bring certain elements back. So that's it. They'll be like, oh, he's just a bad copy of Luke Skywalker. That's why his face looks like this.
That's right.
He was a botched clone. He's the bad batch. It's a bad batch of Lukes. They've got a bunch of bad Lukes running around with bad hair.
I feel bad for Sebastian. he's almost Captain America, but not. He's almost Luke Skywalker.
He can almost be Captain Marvel. He's got that look.
Captain America.
Look at his face. That is the bitch please face. That is Captain Marvel's look right there. And the hair, that is totally Captain Marvel or Sandy Duncan. I'm just
saying, it's like he didn't get to be Captain America. They gave it to Falcon, which is fine. And then he could almost be Captain America, and he could almost be Luke Skywalker. I mean, he could be Luke Skywalker, but he'd be like a clone, so he'd be like,
Luke.
Right, because if you are familiar with the books in the expanded universe, whenever someone's a clone, they just add extra vowels to their name.
Yeah, I got news for you. I'm Kneon. I'm like the fourth or fifth Kneon that you've burned through.
That's right.
In the last couple of years.
With my battle brush.
With your battle brush.
It looks like a toothbrush.
Yeah, every time she gets mad at me, another Kneon goes missing.
I fisted them all.
She fisted all the Kneons. I am like, I think you're on the fourth or fifth one right now.
That's right.
And if you listen closely to our previous videos, you'll know when that Kneon has expired. You can hear it in her voice. Like after we get done recording this, this one's going out to the dumpster behind the studio. That's it.
Pretty soon I'll just trade you in for one of those dolls that don't talk.
The Japanese ones?
Yeah.
They do other stuff.
One with the guy married and everything else, like the boy version.
Okay. Well, at least, okay. I know I'm replaceable. I know.
You're not. Stop saying that. You're making me sad. Anyway,
we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I think. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. May the force be with you, because it sure as hell is not with Mark Hamill these days.
Yep. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.